Good morning, gamers! High time for some high noon! Yes, team, today's target spawns from the Studio Series offshoot for the interactive arts, known matter-of-factly as Gamer Edition, as denoted by the little D-pad on the box where the Autobot badge goes. Aww. And it seems to be the only place War for Cybertron's getting any respect around here. No luck finding that reissue then. So excuse me while I indulge my soft spot for the absolute f***ing loser, with Generation Studio Series Gamer Edition, or GUZGA, Decepticon Soldier, an utterly identity-free army builder zilchbot who didn't even get a name. Truly an untitled GUZGA. That's right, this anonymous knobber represents each and every one of those little tiny goofballs that you machine-gunned in the head on your way to the top, you monster, locked and loaded for a senseless death with a conveniently depersonalizing lack of identifiers, so he just doesn't matter at all. Do you feel better now, Optimus? See you in The Hague. So to spare the poor sod any further humiliation, let's call him Patrick. Yes, indeed, Big Sexy Pat here was a reworking of Barricade, who didn't even get a contemporary toy when the game was out, but this definitely feels like it was designed then. This does not seem like a current era toy, coming off remarkably sparse and dated, loaded with clumsy flaps and dismal gaps, and kind of feels too big for itself. I mean, that might be on purpose, as most of the main cast have been bumped up to Voyager, so I guess he scales right, but it's very jarring to see this bloated bellend next to Optimus Prime's 2010 toy, which seems to have been scaled down. What are we doing here? Should have been a core class. Anyway, this ain't pretty. Bro looks so busted in this murky-ass outfit, dressed down hard in the desaturated tones of the PS3 years, drenched in dour modern warfare grey with meek mossy green, I wouldn't say highlights, and an almost invisible con badge on his chest, which might as well be grey. We do get a slight pop of colour in the, I won't say face, the front of head Boba Fett T-cut, glowing like a convenient weak spot. Come on, kill me, I'm here! Body slabs looking decent enough, I guess? Cutting all the correct angles and looking straight out of Team Deathmatch. But the backpack is so gracelessly huge and huskingly hollow, it looks like he's wearing an elephant's head. Ganesh-colation. And it doesn't get better. The legs are trying so hard to maintain the facade, with a nice bit of Xbox Marketplace sculpting on the knees, but they're just surrounded by trash, like me on a team full of noobs. The feet are just tragic little flaps. He's got whole chunks of awkward chassis for heels. There's vast sections of car hanging on the outsides that are so egregious they've brought their own joint. Will they stay on? Will they balls? Are they supposed to? Who knows? And God, it's all so hollow. Empty. Bad joints and emptiness. Where did my 30s go? Anyway, the arms fare a bit better, looking decent from most angles, even if these precision turn wheels insist on bopping against the backpack at all times, which they do. The hands definitely threw me off though. Like, they've got this little circular cut to hold a gun, but the gun ain't got a handle. It's not for holding. Because check this, you're supposed to like swap it out in place of the forearm, in a rare case of someone getting a gun and being disarmed. How's it going, Rogue Limb? I do kind of dig how it looks though. It definitely gives you that integrated one with the war feeling from the game. Makes me want to blow up a Mako reactor. What was this weapon called again? Which way up does it go even? This standard issue rickety rattly thing, which even in a video game felt like it was going to break or jam at any moment. No wonder these poor sods are getting murdered in their droves, bringing this bag of shit to a bazooka fight. Speaking of, let's check out the Studio Series backdrop, which they're still doing apparently. And naturally, our soldier boy gets to relish in the place of his death in one of War for Cybertron's many ugly metal vistas with big pipes. Was this one of the multiplayer maps? Boss fight arena? Campaign level? Who knows? Who can tell? Look, I love that game. It was so much fun, but every level looked like this. What I'm saying is, it's the perfect backdrop for a filler toy. That's that game, alright. So poor old Pat cuts a pretty measly figure of a bot. A baggy, imprecise estimation of a guy. A glimpse of a generic character model that had barely rezzed in before you blew it to dust for XP. The epitome of disposability, which I personally enjoy, but it is shit. He's a soldier, but he ain't got soul. Transformation's very basic stuff, and spectacularly backpack heavy. Backpackular. He more or less just lies down and lets his kibble drown him. And the silly zoom space car mode is a big inflated bag of nonsense. Same. Again, all but devoid of defining features, so player one can remorselessly massacre them in their millions. I do kind of dig the shape of it. It looks like it was spat out by a low-poly VR game from the Lawnmower Man era. And I enjoy the gnarly techno streamlining, which looks like a Decepticon badge might just emerge from it naturally. Check out the little stowage square for the weedy weapon there. And the extremely rolly Tron wheels are perfectly spec'd for running away. But the colours just kill it dead, man. You got one little flourish of gamer lights on the side, and the rest of it's about as visually engaging as, I don't know, the floor. I'm just struggling to get any hype up for Studio Gamer Soldier Boy console or whatever. As someone who hasn't really gone in on Gamer Edition, gotta tell you, not a great impression. Well, I got Skywarp too because of the person I am, and he's alright, but broadly speaking, I'm still very satisfied with my original Gamer guys. Granted, they're not around anymore, good luck getting them, but it's not awesome that this current phase figure is so much worse than toys from 15 years ago. The only hope for poor Nintendo DS here is that I find him charming on some level because he's a nameless no-hoper. But there's only so much my pity can excuse. There's just zero polish here. It feels like it's running on outdated hardware, buggy as hell, send it back to beta. Random patron shoutouts to Logan Everson, Born to Die, World is a 600 billion, dead Patricks.